Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Ovens Garage. Today I'm here with my brother-in-law David. He came down for the weekend to install a Flo-Pro exhaust onto Mel, his 1993 Dodge W250. Today's video I wanted to do a comparison because now we're at the point where I've installed personally on my two trucks 4-inch diamond eye onto the red truck, and I just last year installed the MBRP system onto Old Blue, and then he bought a Flo-Pro system for his truck. So the point of this video is we're going to be doing a comparison between all three systems, show you what each one sounds like, how they're built quality wise, and what the kits come with, as well as just overall look and feel.
We'll also give our opinions on which exhausts sound that we prefer or like between the different trucks. Obviously we like them all, but we'll just give you our opinions on which system we would recommend out of the three.
The other thing to note, when you are listening to these exhaust systems, the red truck currently has a Power Stroke intercooler, 3-inch boost tubes, as well as a aftermarket turbo on it. So it's got a 62 mil compressor, 64 mil turbine wheel with HX35 style exhaust housing on it. So it's going to sound a little bit different. As well, on that system, I have a resonator before the muffler. So that'll give it a little bit more of a different sound than the other systems might have. The blue truck has the stock turbo. So if you upgraded your truck from stock, this is exactly what you would hear with the MBRP system. And then on Mel, same thing, stock. Had stock exhaust before, so with the Flo-Pro you'll hear exactly what it sounds like before and after the stock.
And there's no tip on Mel either.
Blue truck has a 5-inch tip. The red truck just doesn't have any tip, and then the Flo-Pro system that we just installed does not have any tip either.
Yeah. So enjoy, and hopefully this video can help you make a decision as to what system you'd like to put on your first gen.
Oh baby. after installing all 3 systems onto these trucks, the Diamond Eye has been on the red truck for like 6 years now. The MBRP on Old Blue has been on for just less than a year, and then we just installed the Flo-Pro. So I'll give you my opinion on the Diamond Eye first, since it's been on the red truck for the longest. My opinion with the quality of the kit. I was actually pretty impressed with the quality of the kit, considering it is all stainless from the turbo back. The only downsides to the quality is the clamps that it comes with, I would say. So the U-bolt clamps that it comes with, I don't like the design of those types of clamps. I prefer the band clamp style, because it doesn't pinch your exhaust and bend it. So that way, if you do choose to take apart your exhaust, you actually can. So that's the only thing I don't really like about the Diamond Eye. I really like the turbo flange on the Diamond Eye was a stronger design than the MBRP system. Okay, and so just talking about the MBRP and the quality of the MBRP system. The MBRP system came with what they said was band clamp style clamps, when really they were just like thinner. They still were band clamps, but they're thinner than the actual like
tight
grooved. Yeah, it like has a larger band clamp on one side than a smaller band clamp on the other side. It still came with band clamps, but they weren't as good as the ones that you can get on like Amazon, with the full stainless style ones. The other thing I didn't like about the MBRP was the downpipe turbo flange was actually just like a flared piece of the sheet metal. So I could see that being very weak over time. Just talking very quickly about the way that it mounts to the stock like bell housing piece, I didn't touch on with the Diamond Eye. The Diamond Eye one, if I'm not mistaken, did not use that piece. So the flange at the turbo was stronger on the Diamond Eye, but the one on the MBRP, you are supposed to use the one that attaches to the bell housing. So maybe that is a part of their design, that they don't have a beefier beefier connection at the turbo flange, and you have to use the connection at the bell housing so it supports the downpipe a little bit more. So maybe that's something to keep in mind. The fitment for the MBRP, it fit pretty well. It went in pretty quickly, and I found that there was minimal issues for fitment wise, and it all came together pretty well.
Okay, and as for the Flo-Pro exhaust, I think the build quality actually of the individual products they're very well made. The turbo flange, much like Tyler said about the Diamond Eye, is very similar. It's very beefy, and it's actually an individually machined part that's welded onto the end of the 4-inch pipe. It's not just crimped, so it's pretty strong. That being said, you do not require the bell housing mounting bracket point there. We found that maybe if you had a spacer or something, you could make it work, so you have extra support there, but you can't. There's just about like 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch space between where the downpipe starts going along the length of the truck and where the mounting bracket actually sits. So you can't actually get a clamp around there even if you wanted to, unless you have a larger clamp with a bushing or something. That being said, they come with the torque-tight band-style clamps, fully stainless and everything, that are ideal for this application. And like all the parts were made very well. The only thing is on shipping, some of the openings to the pipes and the muffler were damaged or bent to the point where we had to take a hammer and unbend them to make them slide onto each other. So that wasn't ideal. The other thing is I think it only came with 4 of those band style clamps. I think it should come with 5, because one of the hangers is one of those U-bolt style clamps that didn't really work out in our favor. So ideally I would order an extra band style clamp to go with the kit. Other than that, the fitment was like pretty nice, and I think it's a pretty good quality product. I ended up paying a total of $925 Canadian for it. And it was like $40 in shipping from the Flo-Pros out of Red Deer, Alberta.
Okay, so final opinions on the sound. One, you can decide for yourself between all the video clips on which system you like best, but from personal, like in person and actually listening to them, the Diamond Eye has, primarily I think because of the turbo that's on that truck, it sounds more of like a high-pitched turbo noise to it. The muffler on it is decent. It muffles a good amount of sound, and it's not too crazy loud. The MBRP system, on the other hand, I think, one, because it has a 5-inch tip on that system, has a little bit more of like a deep tone to it. And the muffler on the MBRP system is quite small, so it's actually very loud, almost to the point where it's like it almost doesn't have a muffler. So that system, I would say, is louder than the Diamond Eye that I have on the red truck.
So as for the Flo-Pro system, I think it has the best all-around sound for the whole system. So you have like a little bit of the turbine whistle, and then you have that low sound that you get from the 12 valve. So it's kind of just an overall like really good balance of sound, and it's kind of opened up the system itself, and just, yeah, sounds great.
Hopefully you can come to a conclusion yourself on which exhaust system you want to install on your truck. They're all a bit different, but in the end, they're all doing a better job for your truck and allowing the exhaust flow to flow out better on the exhaust side of your engine. So cheers, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Like, there's a healthy amount of turbine whistle and a healthy amount of low, deep throatiness of the 12 valve. Deep throatiness. Okay, so in terms of the Flo-Pro, it's a very healthy mix of all the sounds that you get out of a 12 valve. So it's got, a little hint. I find that it's a pretty healthy balance of like turbine whistle and that deep sound that you can't even do it. You got a little bit of turbine whistle, and then there's that low. God, I didn't even say the word. You can't even do it.